All killer and no filler. Dokken's second studio album, Tooth and Nail, hits it right on the head, and the band shoots for superstardom. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patrick Glenn, and welcome back to the channel. This is my other show, Rockin' with Dokken, and in this episode, I am going to talk about 1984's Tooth and Nail, which was Dokken's breakthrough album from on Elektra Records. This album is killer from start to finish. Here's the album cover right here. Look at that. That's such a badass album cover. The back of it, like I did in the last episodes, I'll go through track by track. This album holds special to me because it got me through my very first breakup with a girlfriend that I was dating. But let's get into this. Starts off with the instrumental Without Warning. Really cool as it leads right into the second track, Tooth and Nail. And when Tooth and Nail hits after Without Warning, it just punches you right in the face. They still use Without Warning, I believe, to open up, to get as an intro to for the band. Really cool. Uh, I like it. I mean, George's guitar is outstanding in it. Second song, Tooth and Nail, great song, fast paced, heavy. The guitar solo it is wicked. It is the fastest George has played. Uh, Next song, Just Got Lucky. One of the songs that made me think, yeah, got me over. The girlfriend. I was lucky to have her. Uh, Broke my heart. All that stuff. If there was one thing about Don Dokken's lyrics writing, it was always about heartbreak and loss and getting over a love. That's why they stick with me. That's why this band sticks with me as my personal favorite band. Um, Fourth song, Heartless Heart, really cool. Good backbeat by Mick Brown. Uh, like I said with Heartless, I thought that I love this girl. It broke my heart. She had a heartless heart. A lot of that stuff going into this album. Next song, Don't Close Your Eyes. I think this song was inspired by the movie Nightmare on Elm Street. I think, yeah, I know that they did the song Dream Warriors for Nightmare on Elm Street 3. I'll get to that when we do Back in the Attack. But I think the song, if you listen to the lyrics, it kind of reminds you of like a Freddy Krueger kind of song. Next song on it, When Heaven Comes Down. Great crunchy beginning of this. The crunchiness of the guitars, it's really heavy. Don's high note towards when you get that solo in the out in the song, uh, outstanding, outstanding. Number 7, Into the Fire. Now George has come out and said that this is him basically ripping off the riff from Some Heads Are Gonna Roll from Judas Priest. You can hear it if you put the two songs back to back. Uh, really cool. Really good song. Was one of the 3 singles that were off this album. I'll get into that in a minute. Eighth song, Bullets to Spare. Another great tune. This album is flawless from beginning to end. It is a must-have. Like I said, this is the beginning of the Holy Trinity of Dokken albums that you need to have in your collection to really enjoy this band. Ninth song, Alone Again, the biggest hit off the album. It's a power ballad. Every band, in the 80s, uh, rock band, you had your crunchy songs and your pop metal song, and then you had your power ballad. And for Dokken, this one was Alone Again. Really good song. Uh, all the emotions I was feeling when the girl broke up with me was just in this. I listened to this album constantly. It got me going. It got me over it. Uh, all the angst, all the love, all the heartbreak. We all go through it at least once in our life. And our final song on the album, Turn on the Action. It's a personal favorite of mine. It's actually my ringtone on my phone. Um, it's just, this is a song that pulled me out of the thing. I'm like a wildcat at midnight. I'm like a stick of dynamite. Forever young, but getting older. That's one of the lyrics in the song. That sticks to me there. But this album, from beginning to end, all killer and no filler. Uh, Highly recommend this album. It came from 1984, the year I was born. Um, it was the first studio album with Jeff Pilsen on it. They released 3 songs as singles. Just Got Lucky, Into the Fire, and Alone Again. I really like the Just Got Lucky video. the solo George is playing on it. He's on top of a volcano that's actually erupting at the time of the volcano is at the time that they're shooting. So go check that video. It's really cool. The other Into the Fire is kind of cheesy, but Alone Again is really cool because it shots them playing live. But this album rocketed them. This album rocketed them into superstardom. Uh, with the single Alone Again, it put them up with the pantheon of all the rock bands that were out at the time: Motley Crue, Kiss, Scorpions. They had their album "Love It for Sting" out, and the real big wave of the hard rock bands in the '80s came out in this time period. Bon Jovi was starting up, Poison was starting up, um, Def Leppard had released Pyromania, and you had the real influx of great music coming out of this era from the '80s, and across the board, meaning pop music and rap was starting to get its legs underneath us. Metallica was starting to get together. I believe they had released Ride the Lightning at this time. Music in general in the '80s is a lot better than it is today. I can tell you right now because people can play their instruments, and that's just a personal opinion. That's going to end it for this episode. On my next episode, I'm going to talk about the second album in the Trinity that you need to have, and that is 1985's Under Lock and Key.